Major breaking news right now. Barcelona have placed a formal bid of 70 million euros at Newcastle for Anthony Gordon. They want to complete the deal before the World Cup. Then Fabrizio also said, total agreement reached between Anthony Gordon and Barcelona on personal terms. Barcelona are in direct official talks with Newcastle to close the deal club to club. Barcelona quickly want to complete the deal because they anticipate that other Premier League teams and Bayern Munich are working actively behind the scenes. Barcelona, I ask again, where is this money from now? 70 million euros like that. And they want to complete the deal before the World Cup. So by tomorrow or next, on the next 3 days, my here we go. Because the hardest part of a deal, I would say always, is completing player to club talks. Now the player has agreed. He has taken the salary. He wants to go to Barca. I know that Lewandowski left, so that has cleared up salary space at Barcelona. What is going on? 70 million? Last season, Barca spent only about 25 to 30 million all around. And now they're ready to spend 70 million on one player. And it's Anthony Gordon. I'm shocked. He's not a bad player, I can tell you that, Barcelona fans. He's a decent player, a good player that can push to the next level. He's a player that in your system where attackers get a lot of chances, this and that, you get a lot of chances. He's a player that likes going as fullbacks. Barcelona does not even want to waste time at all on this transfer. They say they must complete it before the World Cup. And the World Cup is just about a week and a few days to go. You know, so when money touch around like this, you dey quick one buy something. Like, money don't reach my hand. Bring this player sharp, sharp. Oteka has taken again. And for Premier League fans, I always say, oh, Anthony Gordon this and that. When he's linked to your club, you can see. For a club like Barca to be going for Anthony Gordon, you understand? That means he's a good player, he's a decent player. And in the last days, we have seen it. Alvarez has come out and said he wants to go to Barca. For him to say that he's ready to leave Atletico and go to Barca, I'm saying that maybe Barca has told him something behind the scene that they can actually afford him. Because it's 100 million euros too. Where did all this money suddenly come from? I know that Barca signed a new deal with one company like that. But is it that they actually discovered oil at the camp? When I first saw Alvarez coming out to say, I want to go to Barca, I thought that this guy was setting up Barca because where will Barca see the money? Only thing did I know, foolish eye. All those times we were saying Barca to Joao Pedro, I said, where are you getting the money from? I didn't know that Barca has plans. Deco has plans too. And I'm sure that Gordon is not going to be the first or the last. Osimhen is probably going to happen maybe, or Alvarez, or it's definitely a centre forward, then a few defenders here and there. Newcastle do want about 80 million pounds, so that's about, they want about 95 million euros though. I don't know that if you guys will settle on that, and I don't know if you guys will still get Rashford, because news came out earlier this week that you guys are working on, getting Rashford permanently. So Rashford, like saying that you could go back to Man U. And no matter what you want to say about Gordon, he got into the England squad over players like Foden, Palmer and these guys. So at least
the Conference League final is going to be taking place tonight, and to be honest, I'm really supporting Rayo Vallecano. I'm putting aside everything they did to me this season. I am supporting Rayo Vallecano to go ahead and win this Conference League final because, Barcelona have gone to pour spit on our face. Which club again? Pour spit on our face. If Madrid is not performing in the European competition, nobody else is doing it. So at this point, I am praying if only Rayo Vallecano can bring home a European trophy to La Liga, to Spain this season, I am going to back them on doing that. And Crystal Palace, on the other hand, is definitely going to play and going to fight for this game because I don't think they have won any trophy this season also. Rayo Vallecano, on the other hand, could not even qualify for any European competition, so definitely they will have to fight. I really pray they do. Rayo Vallecano, just see Crystal Palace as Real Madrid. If they score you back, because if it was to be Real Madrid, if we score, you score us back. If we score, you score us back. No matter the timing, even if you are leading 3-0 at 80 minutes, you will find a way to equalize that 3 goals if it was Real Madrid. So please and please, I am backing you guys up to just bring back that Conference League down to Spain. I beg me, they beg una. For the first time, I'm begging Rayo Vallecano something. Please and please, I'll be very, very happy if Rayo Vallecano wins the trophy. And I've been praying so hard that they win this trophy, but Crystal Palace will try to give them tough time, but it is what it says. Let's hope and wish for the best. 8 p.m. we'll watch and see who's going to bring back the trophy back home. But Crystal Palace, mind yourself.
Just take your time and look at this picture above me. The fact that this picture is even a possibility is enough proof that football is unfair. Football is a very, very wicked sport. That is Ousmane Dembele. I'm not hitting on Dembele. I'm happy for him. If this happens, very good. But the fact that there's a very high chance, like let's say 90% chance that this happens, is crazy. He's already in the Champions League final, another Champions League trophy. Then 2 World Cups. France is one of the favorites, if not the favorites for the World Cup. At least top 3 favorites for the World Cup. So there's a high chance that happens too. When you have players like Neymar that have 5 times the talent this guy has and 5 times the individual brilliance he has. You even look at Mbappe, at least he has won 1 World Cup. But how many players in the history of football have won 2 World Cups? 2 World Cups. First World Cup he won, he didn't do anything. He was useless for France. He didn't do anything for France. in that first World Cup, but it is still on his trophy. Please mention me 5 players in the entire history of football that have a better trophy cabinet than this. One World Cup is equal to like 2 Champions League trophies. You now have 2 World Cup. 2 World Cups are like 4 years apart. One. Then if you are 20 when you play the first World Cup, you'll be 24 when you are playing the next World Cup. If you are 24, you'll be 28. So it is highly unlikely for you to maintain that level of consistency in your career. And now Ousmane Dembele. See, I don't want to say football is unfair. Let's just say when God favor you, anything is possible. This thing is favor, or real favor. Because just 2 years ago, man, Dembele was a joke. Barca sold him as, a reject. He was still getting injured anyhow. He now went to PSG where they found a way that he will not play many games, and now there's a possibility. 2 Champions League, 2 World Cups, 2 Ballon d'Ors. 2 Ballon d'Ors. If you told me this was even a possibility for Ousmane Dembele in 5 years ago, I will slap you and beat you. Like, wait till I go do you, you don't go believe. The fact that I mentioned Ballon d'Or, I can't even believe there's a possibility that he can win the World Cup because he's from France, and then Barcelona, maybe PSG. Who knows what can happen? You can do gumbody to win now, but you cannot do gumbody for Ballon d'Or. You cannot do if he wins the Champions League and France wins the World Cup, except he's totally useless for France, and maybe something like Mbappe. Mbappe is the one that can stop him. That's Mbappe goes there and has like 10 goals and has a crazy World Cup again. Then fine. Unless we're about to witness Ousmane Dembele. You heard me right. I didn't say Messi. I didn't say Ronaldo. Ousmane Dembele, 2 World Cups, 2 Champions League, 2 Ballon d'Ors. The World Cup is the biggest trophy by far in football. I'm telling you right here, right now. I'm failing to think of players that have a better trophy cabinet than this. In terms of quality, I don't mean that you win 40 or 50 trophies or 30 trophies. Quality. If this is the only trophies you win for the
Crystal Palace Rayo Vallecano UEFA Conference League final at the RB Leipzig Stadium. What should we be expecting as far as this match is concerned? Before you can find yourself in a particular final, that means you have done something extraordinary. So both teams are capable of defeating each other. That is one honest fact. On their road to the final, they have been so amazing. And one advantage that Crystal Palace had in this match is Oliver Glasner. The man knows how to win this competition. He knows how to win competition, to be precise, especially when it comes to cup final match. And when you look at how both clubs can approach this match, you are looking at Rayo Vallecano that is going to control the possession of the game, and you are looking at Crystal Palace that will rely on their transitional moments. And when you talk about the players' quality, both teams, they have quality in their player. Aside from the physicality in more of this Crystal Palace side, you talk about how well structured they have always been set up under Oliver Glasner. Their shape is always there for them, and they know how to make use of their transitional moments in player like Ismail Assar, Jeremy Pino, and Jean-Philippe Mateta in the upfront. You talk about the defensive setup, a lot of players in that particular team can definitely get on the scoring sheet. You have Adam Watson that can spread the pass with long balls. And when you are playing a particular final, you need some moments. In fact, sometimes your attackers might not be there in a cup final, but if you have a defender that is reliable, so Crystal Palace has such kind of defender. They have players that can do with the long balls as well. Now, how can Rayo Vallecano approach this match? One difficult thing is that when you allow your opposition to be in more of the possession of the ball, it can be somewhat dangerous. But we all understand that in cup final, sometimes you don't need to play well before you win a cup final match. So that is 2 things that we're expecting in this match. Of course, the control possession of Rayo Vallecano, is a great one. You have to talk about some dangerous players in their squad like Sergio Camelo, De Frutos, Lejeune. Perhaps Cisse can bring the physicality in the midfield, for Rayo Vallecano, but I feel like it's going to be too much for him to handle the Crystal Palace players. So these are some things that we should be expecting as far as this match is concerned. If you talk about the last 10 matches, in all competition for Rayo Vallecano, if we want to judge that, they can be boasting of their undefeated in 9 consecutive out of their last 10 matches. I think they've won 6 matches, 3 draws and only 1 defeat for Rayo Vallecano, and that defeat have come in their last 10 matches. But 9 consecutive matches, they are unbeaten. Unlike Crystal Palace, their main focus has been on this Conference League. Their performance in the local competition has really not been great. I think in their last 10 matches, they've lost 5, 3 draws and only 2 wins in their last 10 matches. So these are some kind of things that we should be expecting. Now, talking about how Oliver Glasner has been someone that knows how to approach a cup final. He has won the Europa League with Eintracht Frankfurt back in his days at Germany. So he has an experience to deal with cup final match, and like I said, they've reserved their energy for this Conference League final. So who knows, may the better team wins. If you ask me, in all honesty, both teams can defeat each other, and like I said, Crystal Palace has an upper hand in terms of the manager and also in terms of the players' quality. So left to me, I really don't know who can win this match. I leave it up to you. Let me know your thoughts on who you think can lift this Conference League final. I will be in the comment section to learn from your thoughts as well. Bye.
Manchester United, calm down. You will calm down. I don't like the level of seriousness you're already showing in the transfer window. The window has not even opened yet. Which day did the season end that I'm hearing here we go for some kind of deals already to Manchester United? I don't understand. Fabrizio is posting Ederson has agreed personal terms with Manchester United and paused all talks with other clubs since last week. Atalanta and Man United have been in talks over a 45 million euros package. That's about 38 million pounds deal for 4 weeks. It's up to Manchester United whether they want to proceed with the deal or not and when. For you to agree personal terms with the player, that means the player is already coming. I don't understand. It has not been 72 hours or how many hours since the Premier League ended. It's just on Sunday that the season ended. I already signing players. I know I've told you guys to be serious in transfer window, but I don't understand. Calm down. You will calm down. When people are talking about, oh, Ederson is too pricey, he has just 1 year left on his contract, I'm like, don't you know the current market? 38 million pounds for a player from Atalanta. It's fair deal. It's a fair deal. And what you have to understand is the context of the deal. That is why it is not the player itself that is scaring me. It is the seriousness for Manchester United that they understand what they need. They understand that, yes, Michael Carrick has come in and done well, but he needs to be backed properly. They need players. They understand the seriousness that needs to be shown. Why? Ugarte is leaving. Messi Mount most likely leave. We are very sure Casemiro is leaving too. So this guy is coming in as a rotation player. He's not even going to be a starter most likely. Or if he fights to the level that he becomes a starter, then he'll start. But it is squad building. If there's one thing that Arsenal, the Premier League champions, have taught us last season, that you build your squad properly. Liverpool signed many players, but did we build our squad properly? No. Arsenal signed Norgard, and they still signed Zubimendi. Look at left back too. They brought in Hincapié. Many people say, what are they doing with Hincapié again? But they wanted like two players in each position, and that helped them in the end to fight through many hard times. Ederson will come in. Players like what's his name? Tonali is still on the radar. And what's his name? Although he's highly linked to Man City, the guy from Nottingham Forest, Elliot Anderson, he's still linked to Man United. And then the perfect deal, the dream deal for Man United will be Bruno Guimaraes, who I think is the best out of all of them. So Man United fully understands the assignment, and it is bothering me. It's bothering me that the Man United board is finally thinking properly. Some of you Man United fans don't understand things. You want Man United to compete at the top, at the highest level, but you don't understand the concept of squad depth. Once you think, you hear Man United design a player, you're thinking, oh, they're not bringing this player to be the main player. No! Get used to squad depth. I'm not saying that you should be excited over the signing or this is a crazy signing. Never that. But squad depth is very interesting. You need the squad depth too. So get used to the fact that some players that might be coming in are not going to be starters. There are players that will help players when they are injured, when they are out of form, and keep competition up. You cannot convince me Barcelona has not discovered oil in the Camp Nou, or Laporta has not found a gold chest with billions worth of gold inside. Because I don't understand some of the transfer news I've been seeing concerning Barcelona in the last 24 hours. And all of them are from Fabrizio. All legit news. I don't understand. Barcelona, all these players that are interested in your money thing and you want to sign, the money that you want to use and pay for them, where did you find it? Where did that money come out from? I thought you don't have money. What is going on? Or is it that you want to increase Spotify subscription? Me, I don't have more than 900 naira to pay per month. You want to increase the Spotify subscription because how else do you want to afford Alvarez? For Alvarez to take himself and go to Atletico's board and tell Atletico that I want to leave and go to Barca. He didn't say I want to leave and go to any other club. He said it's only Barca I want to go to. For a player to have that confidence, that means he has spoken to the club and the club has told him in a world they can afford him. How much is Alvarez? 100 million euros. Where did the money come from? How? Then you go to Joao Pedro. Yesterday, they said Deco went to London to talk to Chelsea or something like that, to go and negotiate with them. Then Chelsea now made it clear to Barca that they are not selling Joao Pedro. My own is that, why did you look at Joao Pedro in the first place? This guy just signed for Chelsea last season for 60 million pounds. And he has like a 6-year contract. And to get him out of like 5 years of that contract, you know you're paying serious money, about 120 to 150 million. Waiting, put your eye for that place. They did not stop there. Now their main target is Anthony Gordon. Fabrizio reported this morning that Barcelona are in direct club-to-club talks with Newcastle for Anthony Gordon. The player is keen on the move, but more clubs also want him. This was the reason of Deco's mission to UK. So he traveled to UK to talk to Newcastle for Gordon and not to Chelsea for Joao Pedro. Maybe now as Chelsea tell him say they know they sell Joao Pedro, he can't change mouth. Hey, cover shame. We know if baby reject you, go need it. But yeah, I don't understand. Where is this money coming from? Because Anthony Gordon now too will not cost less than 90 million or 80 million pounds at the very, very least. I know that Newcastle would rather sell to an abroad club like maybe Bayern or Barcelona than the Premier League team, so it will be cheaper for abroad club. But it still does not make sense to me. Barcelona was just celebrating 1-to-1 rule. You know, Barcelona, Sapalona, all these things that they call Barcelona. Where's the money coming from? This is blood money. Like, I'm confused. Last summer, Barcelona was spending only 25 million, you know. these people are still rising Rashford like salt and pepper. Is it that you're trying to disguise that people, you know, when old taker become new taker again, they'll be wiser with their money. Maybe that's why they are dragging this Rashford fee, because unless, I don't understand at all. Barca, you will still explain this morning. This morning, where you will explain. UEFA, FIFA, EFCC. Please investigate Barca. Investigate Barca.
Nigeria might have just discovered another hidden gem in this year's Unity Cup, guys. Last year, it was Benjamin Frederick all the way to the final. This year is Miwa Dynamic Finger, Femi Aziz, who played superbly well today in Nigeria's 2-0 win against Zimbabwe in the semi-final. This guy scored 18 goals and assists in the championship last season, one of championship best player. Don't think too much when you see him next season in the Premiership, guys. But today, he scored 2 goals in his debut. This guy is super amazing. This is one of his goals last year in the championship. Look at the goal he scored today for Nigeria in the 5th minute against Zimbabwe. What a fine shot from the outside of the net. And the second half, he also scored another goal. A fine assist from Terry Murphy there. What a fine goal. Watch out for this guy in the future, guy. He's 24 years old and this is just his debut. I think he's going to be a big player for Nigeria in the next foreseeable future. Do you think Erichel to keep this guy in the Nigerian team for the foreseeable future? Let me know in the comment section.
It was too hot for Zimbabwe to lose yesterday, bro. I was too hot. Too hot. The Warriors weren't worrying. In fact, we were the cowards. Yesterday, we were the cowards. We were the pacifists. We were the quitters. Because what is that? What was that? You see the problem with Zim? We do everything else right. We just don't have a following product. We can't finish our dinner. I can. Zim can't. I can finish my dinner. You can tell. But gee, so boring. It's too hot. It's too hot to even talk about this team. But on the whole, it was an amazing day. Thank you, Unity Cup, for inviting me. I love meeting all you lot, but that's why I had that same face in the photos. I was like this because I was mad. I was mad, but hey.
Crystal Palace could become the first club since KV Michelin to win major European trophy on their first attempts. The La Liga is better than the Premier League. It's today. In as much as I want Rayo Vallecano to win this Conference League because it will be very historic if you know these people very well, how they have real passion for football, their fans, not having a good facility, if you know Rayo Vallecano's story in the La Liga. But I just feel like Crystal Palace has everything it takes to beat Rayo today. I feel like Crystal Palace, it's a walkover for Crystal Palace. I'm a Premier League fan, I'm a Chelsea fan. I will want to boast that Premier League is the best league in the world, but I just feel for Rayo. Crystal Palace, congratulations, because Premier League club has all it takes. Financially, football, everything is just there to win this Conference League today. For real.
Omo, it is official. The best referee in Africa has shown his quality once more. Omar Atan from Somali. Did you not watch the finals of the CAF Champions League, the second leg, Asfar versus Mamelodi Sundowns? You will see a referee that is truly professional, a referee that is not intimidated. We saw some players that you just push more like this, they roll out of the stadium, but he was so straightforward, making the right calls. And guys, the finals have ended. Mamelodi Sundowns champions, and nobody is going to court. Omar Atan is the name from Somalia. The World Cup is round the corner, and I can say there is no other referee from Africa ever. If you know of any, please let me know. Omar Atan, I wish you all the best. The World Cup is here. I am proud and I am sure that you will prove your mettle once more. Go on, my brother. Thank you, Somali. Thank you, Africa. The pride of Africa is here, and his name is Referee Omar Atan. Omar, you go choke.